Good morning. Welcome to our center. Would you like a program?
I said, we're really glad you're here this morning.
Good morning and welcome to the center. So happy to be here, and it's going to be a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you very much.
Okay, so today I brought in some socks. It's for Project 150. We're collecting socks for the homeless teens here in Las Vegas.
Like this. You're like this, you're including everybody. You gotta twist like this to get happy.
If you all would, to please close your eyes and take a deep breath and blow out everything that's happened up until this moment. Take in another deep breath and be here now. Be here in the present moment, opening ourselves up to be loved, to be enjoyed, and to allow our light to shine through for every one of us. The universe is alive, imbued with natural intelligence, guiding all things toward their highest good. This intelligence turns an embryo into a baby, a bud into a blossom, and an acorn into an oak tree. When we allow it to, it guides us to becoming the highest version of ourselves, living lives of happiness and peace, learning how to align ourselves and this natural intelligence is the most intelligent thing we can possibly do. In the introduction of A Course in Miracles, it is written, "Nothing real can be threatened. Nothing unreal exists. Herein lies the peace of God." So if you would, open your eyes and bring yourself back to the center, knowing that today is a wonderful day. The stillness of this moment, there is peace, there is peace. In the stillness of this moment, there is peace, there is peace. And I rest and trust and breathe. allow my word to be your word. To close your eyes and to breathe in love. To breathe in this life that we call God. God is everything, everywhere, every thought, every emotion, every being. We are all the divine spirits of this wonderful Creator, and I call it God. And I know that in this moment, in this presence, in this world, that God is all there is. And I know as I move forth into my world, that I release all of the past things that have held me back from my own thoughts that have created things that were not the best and the highest of my good. And I know today is a new beginning as I walk forward into my world, knowing that I am the face of God. My heart is opened, my heart is wide, and I encompass the world and all the good that there is. And I know that each person here is a divine expression of this Creator. And I look forward to seeing your bright light and knowing that we are all here to serve this purpose of living to the highest and the best of the quality of what we can. And I am so grateful for this knowledge, knowing that this is the truth. This is the truth of who I am, and this is the truth of the day. I release my word to the universe knowing that it is done. And in this knowingness, I am so grateful for the ministers. I am so grateful for our singers and our sound production, and for Julius, all the volunteers, and for each congregant that is here and present with us today. I say thank you. Thank you for being here and sharing this day with me. And as I give thanks, and I say together, and so it is.
Co-senior ministers here along with Reverend Stacy and Reverend Ben. And if you would please, while you're standing, if it's comfortable for you, say with me, God bless America and the rest of the world. And please greet a neighbor, say good morning with a hug or a handshake.
Okay, so he did. So I am Stacy Hilton. I'm one of the co-senior ministers, along with my brother and sister over there, Reverend Dan and Reverend Cheryl. And we're still talking about that idea of us being rooted in the divine. Thank you, Mickey, for planting us and grounding us in that divinity that we all are. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. My topic today, which Reverend Dan laughed at, is Thy Will Be Done. And for those of you that don't know me, I'm not much of the Bible scholar. But we'll see what we can do with this. Thy will be done, and I'm going to pray that Thy will is done. So a few things I want to talk about besides Thy will. That's the easy part. We'll talk about my will a little bit. Yeah, and the one will. No, my will. I know I have these dimples, and I smile a lot. I'm easygoing, and nobody's laughing anymore. And and I just kind of take things in stride. I never worry, and you know, I don't overbook myself, and I don't overbook any of us at the center. By the way, I wanted to talk to Reverend Cheryl, Reverend Dan about firing the person that had me speak today and plan a retreat for this Sunday and Monday, and an ordination in a very few short weeks. And what else? A second service. Who does this stuff? Who does this stuff? My heart is right, and so it always works out. But it does tend to make me look at me wanting to push through, and I'm going to do this, and it's got to be now, and there is only right now, right? So by God, let's put it all in 1 week, right? More good stuff is better. So keep just going and moving and doing, and yeah. So by Friday afternoon, and I always also, the few times, I think I poured wine 4 hours last month, and I always seem to pick the weekend that I'm speaking. Right. I do this to myself. No one else tells me to do this. I do this. So of course Friday, after having a full week here at the center, a lovely week at the center, Friday afternoon, I'm getting into this grocery store right by my house, which I think is a great idea, and I'm setting up for wine, and I'm stomping around because I got stuff to do. I got stuff for the center, and so who the heck booked me and doing this silly wine tasting? I mean, I don't need any more wine. I bought 9 bottles for the retreat. I'm good, right? I mean, after all, this is why I do this, for my own benefit. And so I'm stomping and stomping and stomping, and I'm, wondering, well, nobody's coming to my table. Can't imagine why. And then I forget something, I've got to go back, and then I forget the wine key, and then I don't have the wine, and I'm just, And I sit there and I think about why I do this to myself. And if it's not making me happy, isn't that kind of what I teach? Change my thinking, change my reality, change my life, right? So I settled in. It was only 2 hours, for God's sake. And it was literally across the street from where I live. Literally. I settled in, and people started coming to the table. And I actually settled in because this little boy, he was about, I don't know, 2, maybe 2, 3. Kids are big these days, maybe 3. But he's in, and he's staring at me. I mean, he's just fixated on me, probably in my craziness. Like, what the heck is she doing? Look at this, she's a character. And his mom's like, and his parents didn't speak English, they spoke Spanish, and I just waved, and I want some wine, and motioning, and he's just, and I'm like, So it made me shift my focus out of that place that I had gotten myself from my willfulness. And he was just waving at me. That was what's that about? The backwards wave, right? So he's doing this. And I'm like, "Your life is good. There are worse jobs that I could have, certainly." And so I shift my focus. The will. Let me read a little bit about what the will is when I'm talking about my will. Actually, there's a quote from Science of Mind textbook I'd like to start with. "We shall often need to know that the truth which we announce is superior to the condition we are to change." In other words, if we are speaking from the standpoint of the Spirit, then there can be no opposition to it. It is only when we let go of all human will and recognize the pure essence of the spiritual principle incarnated in us that thought rises above a belief in duality. There's no good and bad. God is always good. If I overbook and overschedule myself and make myself a nutcase, I can't do much good in the world. So perhaps I should kind of change that and shift that. Something to think about for next month. This month's already booked, so no chance of getting out of that. So it's funny. It's funny. My will, my conditioned will, is the will of my conditioned past, which consists of my experiences and circumstances in life up till now. It includes anything unhealed within me. It has a personal agenda and is propelled by old habit patterns which assert themselves into reality on autopilot. These patterns might show up as automatic or unconscious reactions in response to the world in order to survive. It's the will that demands that things be more, better, or different in order to be happy. It's the movement of thought that demands something other than what is in front of us to happen. That's kind of where I was on Friday. Today, I just released it, and I'm like, y'all, minister of prayer, just pray me up, because I have no idea what I'm going to do with everything that's on my plate. And it works out. There's no reason to get all up in knots and crazy, right? I know we're still going to do it, but I mean, I'm going to make a concerted effort to not put myself there. My truest, most authentic will is when I'm in alignment with that who I came here to be. Last week I talked a little bit about us living in two worlds, the human world and the spiritual world. We're spiritual beings that live in a human reality. We get to create that reality. But so often I find myself minimizing who I am by saying, I'm only human, I'm not perfect. However, we tell you every Sunday pretty much that we're made in the image and likeness of God, the Creator, the divine intelligence. That's perfect. So which one is it? And so, yes, I know that I'm not perfect, but perhaps I can focus on who I really and truly am. And in that, I will be happy and fulfilled and satisfied, as opposed to focusing on that which I'm not. Just a thought. Good thought. I have a video. Russell? The next time you think that you're only human, think about some of those things that we as human beings have done. Amazing. We don't create, the law creates. We make use of the laws and that from that place we manifest. What are you looking to manifest in your lives? It's time for us to step into how magnificent we are. And I know we kind of play with it here on Sundays. I don't know what you guys do besides Sundays. I know I play with it. You know, it's wonderful, it's magnificent, we've got this great community, and it's awesome. And then I play small. Anybody else do that?
Yeah.
I'm only human. I'm not perfect. Yes, you are. You're perfect. Exactly as you are. And great things you have done and will continue to do. Just gotta make up your mind what that looks like. You know, I have an awesome class, and I'm clear with my class. I won't say anything confidential, but Rolanda was in that class, and Kevin, and Tilly, and Paula, and Mary Jo. And talk about people with their will, showing their will, but aligned with the one will. Rolanda gave a video, a vision board presentation of what she wants her world to look like. She's clear, she's focused. She knows, and it's all in line with not only what she wants and what's for her highest and best, but what the world wants, what would be good for the world. Mary Jo, she turned water into wine. Well, not quite, but we're working diligently towards that. Very clear on the capability of what we can do. This group over here, Paula, sharing who she is and being a healer and how it's all she's ever done and that's all she wants to do. And she is that. And she knows that. How can great things not come from that? More great things. Tilly, oh my gosh, her presentation was amazing. She's a teacher, and she took one of our Fear to Faith worksheets and she secularized it. She took all the God stuff out of it and shared it with her students. And the things that came from that were absolutely amazing. So heartwarming and so heartfelt. Kevin, with your words and your music, he studies, he goes to school, he's this amazing young man. Just amazing. When you align your will with thy will, because thy will, God's will, is always for peace, for happiness, for joy, for love, for self-expression, for abundance. So when you're in that sweet spot, when you've aligned yourself with God's will, thy kingdom come. Thy kingdom come. The one will. I have a prop, Dan. You ready? I know he doesn't do much for you, does he? I'll work on it. I'll work on it. I couldn't resist. It's a quarter. I'm not going to make it disappear or anything. But the one side is George Washington, right? It says, in God we trust. The other side has other stuff on it. I don't know what that is. Heads or tails. So the one side is God, let's just say. And the other side is the law. It's just one coin. Just two different sides of the same thing. Love and law. Happiness and law. Self-expression and law. Abundance and law. Your job, if you so accept it, is to simply know what you want and align yourself with the one will, with thy will. I can't wait to see how this turns out. I love you all.
This song I actually recorded, I'm not going to say how long ago. It was actually written for me. It's called Where You Are. And I employed orchestra. And it's just an incredible song. And I hope I get my breath. I know I'll get my breath back. So it's called Where You Are. And you can find it on YouTube if you want to listen to it.
You can trade my heart for another. I've been here before. I don't know what happened. I know I want more of this feeling now. It moves me to knock on your front door. I just want things between us to get off the ground floor. And I just want to be where you are. And I just want to be where you're not far. Do you know that when it snows, our love glows? My heart forgets tomorrow's woes. To be with you, just to be where you are. Just to bring together my new love and me. I no longer need money. If this could just be the way that I've seen it in the stars above, these skies that surround me, unfulfilling enough. And I just want to be where you are. And I just want to be where you're not far. Do you know that when it snows, I love it close. My heart forgets tomorrow's woes. Take me to the sun, take me to the rain, take me to the land of the lost to find me once again. Take me in your arms, surround me in your warmth. Can't fight this fog around me, can't ignore these thoughts that trap me. I'm sleeping less and dreaming more of these feelings I can't ignore. I can't stop thinking about you, baby. I just wanna be right here with you. Whoa, now that we're all you know what you're doing. Yeah, yeah. And I wanted you to take me to the sun, take me to the rain, take me to the land of the lost and find me once again. Take me in your arms, surround me in your warmth. Can't fight this fog around me, can't ignore these thoughts that shine me. I'm sleeping less and dreaming more of these feelings I can't ignore. And that is when I say, I just wanna be where you are. I just wanna be where you're not far. Do you know that when it snows, our love glows? My heart forgets to mourn its woes. And I just wanna be where you are. And all I wanna be. Do you know that when it snows,
Thank you so much. That was written by a great guy named Ben Paris back in New York. Thank you so much.
If you would all stand and connect. Oh, and I just inhale all that loving energy that's right here, right now. And from that place, from that space, knowing that I am rooted in the divine, I'm just so grateful for all that has taken place in this beautiful place called the Las Vegas Center for Spiritual Living. All the love, all the music, each and every volunteer, each and every person that shows up and shows me that thy will be done. And so this week, I practice moving my will out of the way and being one with thy will. I'm grateful for the service, grateful for this wonderful center, grateful for the teaching, grateful for each and every person here that makes my day wonderful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I release, I let go to that perfect law that always says yes. And together we say, and so it is. Let's sing.
So repeat after me. Something wonderful is happening to me right now.
Something wonderful is happening to me right now.
I know this in my mind.
I know this in my mind.
I feel it in my body.
I feel it in my body.
And so it is.
And so it is.